Hi, Trey.
How's it going, Tom?
Good, brother. You know it, man.
Yeah, here we are. Checking out more gear.
Yeah, and this is good. So I forgot the mics. So we're just going to do it old school.
We'll talk loud is what we'll do.
Louder,
okay?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the good part is, you'll do the majority of the talking. You're going to have to explain. This is going to be good for everybody to see because I know nothing about this amp. Mm-hmm. And you're going to tell me everything I should know about this amp, and everybody else is going to get the same learning experience as I am.
Yeah, so what we have here is a Bartel Roseland. And so Bartel, who was also part of, I believe it's, what is it, Kingtone amplifiers? They're the ones that make the Imperial.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I do.
They're beautiful looking, almost look like old retro TVs, you know?
Very much so.
Right? And so he made that brainchild, and, Greg Koch uses them. A lot of people use them, right?
Yeah.
Really great amplifiers. And then after that, he wanted to kind of make his most solid amplifier, right? So he took all the knowledge from building those different circuits and came out with these 4 amplifiers. So I think they come in a Princeton variant. They come in one a bit bigger than that. That's probably a deluxe style amp.
Right.
This is the biggest one. This one's 45 watts.
Okay.
But they're one of the best sounding clean amps I've ever heard. And they have a unique thing because he built special, if you go onto the website, and I'll try to include some photos, he built these turret boards. Right, that have these things that, it's basically a big turret, and that's what the
I do the same.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. It's more of a Marshall thing. So I say that not at one time it was. So Fender used eyelets.
Yeah.
Marshall always used turrets at that time.
Gotcha. Hey, Chad.
Chad, perfect timing. It's good to see you, sir.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Man.
Filming right now.
Yeah, but you can come up, talk to us. Yeah, please do, because we always say about
I watch
Chad.
every episode, and I'm a faithful watcher.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, and we always call you out on episodes, so it's about time the rest of the world sees who you are.
Thank you very much, guys. I even got my hat on, guys.
That's right. This is Chad
that
Ward.
is Chad.
Brother.
It's good to see you, brother.
Yeah, I really should get a real account on YouTube so I can officially log in.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
man.
right.
You're a busy dude, man.
You guys are awesome. These guys are awesome. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I'm really into it, so you guys are doing great.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
before I make a fool of myself.
No, thank you, Chad.
He'll be Florida bound soon, I'm quite
I
certain.
gotta get that Gretsch to you.
You do need to get that Gretsch to me.
Talk about your new what do you call those? That would be single coil Gretsch, which is what do you call those? Dynasonic.
There you go.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Pickups.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, so through the quest of playing different amps from, I have an old Vibrolux, right?
Yes.
I also have an old Princeton, and I have some, very good sound, like a 2-rock, very good sounding cleans. And so he did some unique things that I'd never seen somebody do. Like in the back, there's a hardwood mahogany baffle around the speaker.
Oh.
And never seen that before. And I think it's why it's so punchy,
Around the back side of the speaker.
well, where the speaker
okay?
attaches to instead,
Okay.
because the cabinets are pine,
Gotcha.
and so typically that's a soft wood, right? So he said it adds a lot of bass response, and
No kidding.
and then he can also tune it to a degree,
Right.
because those baffles also have inserts where the screws can be adjusted a bit, I guess. Treating it more like an acoustic guitar in a sense, right?
Right.
So the inside of it is one of the best cabinets I've ever heard. It's actually really making me want to get a cabinet for my Victory because it's really good sounding.
Okay. And they make cabinets separate from the amp?
They do, yeah. They make a head and
I was just going to ask that.
Yep, they make a head variant of this with a head and a 2x12, and I really want that. That's gonna be amazing.
So it's funny. I prefer head and speaker cabinet.
Me too.
And because, well, I like the combo idea.
Yeah.
Then I have the weight of the combo. Everything is
Every
in one
time.
box.
Yeah.
And that's okay depending on the size. Well, when you get up there a little bit, I've always liked head and cabinets because then I could just swap heads.
Swap heads, yeah, and it's also cool because now you can do it with a little double female connector, but it's a pain in the butt because then if I want to try another head through this cabinet, I always have the weight of that amp in there.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And so I agree with you wholeheartedly. I would really love to have a cabinet of this, and I have Bruno cabs, and that's another maker that we got to check out eventually too because they're amazing as well. But this amp shocked me. So that the only amp that I pair is, well, there's two that I really pair with my Victory because I don't need to pair anything because it's so good.
Yeah, right.
Is this amp or my 2-Rock? And lately it's been this one because it's ridiculous good.
Well, give us, okay, if we go through the controls and then give us a sound sample and then we'll talk about what we hear.
Yeah, so on the preamp, we have a volume, a treble, and a bass. But as I'll show you, that they really do react different than a normal bass and treble. And it's one of those things where you should really experiment with turning them all the way up, which a lot of amps people don't do that, And I do think that there's a lot of play in there, a lot of different variants of sound. And then we have a reverb, which has a mix and a dwell. And then we have a tremolo that has a rate and depth. And then we have a master volume.
The dwell and the reverb is really cool.
It's really cool, right?
That's a cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always surprised me why that kind of went away. I'm not really sure
I know.
why.
It should be there every time. I agree with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll just go through some, let everybody hear it at, what would be like a 12 o'clock setting. So
Now, what tubes are this?
So this is 6L6, I believe.
Okay. I was just curious what the power tubes were.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 6L6 power tubes, but I think it's got so many tubes in it. I've never seen that many tubes in a clean amp. I bet you it's got 13 tubes in it. In a clean amp.
So, do you know if it's tube rectifier?
I'm guessing it is.
That probably is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and then, so let's go why that could be. Okay, so we have our preamp section, but then you also need, you got to have tubes for reverb. You're going to have
That's true.
preamp tubes for tremolo.
Oh, yeah, so there's preamp tubes, right?
And then you're going to have, I'm sure there's a tube rectifier. That's another one.
Yeah.
And then your power tube. So, interesting to see. I'm going to have to look that up. Maybe they'll have a description of what tubes are actually in it. Because I'm always curious about, not just that the light switch comes on. I always like to know how the light switch works.
Yeah.
In this instance, I'd like to know what's inside there.
Yeah, I know he has some 12XA7s, but I know he also has some 12AT7s in there,
Right.
I think. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's astonishingly good clean sound. It's so that's everything.
And you were
12 o'clock.
on the bridge pickup?
Yep, that was the bridge pickup. What I want to show is this bass control a little bit. So that's with the gain at 12 o'clock. Where I like to run it typically is with the bass at what is this, 8, which is really high, and then the gain at 6 or 7. Gets real punchy. Really good.
Okay. So that's not just really good. That's really great.
That's really great, right?
So-
That's one of the best cleans I've ever heard in my life.
I gotta tell you. So this is what I like about it. For one, there is no mistaking what this represents.
Yeah,
And the cool part is, it sounds like that.
It
It
does.
is a very warm amp.
very warm.
I really, and this is the first I've ever heard this. I've seen you've carried this around. I've seen it on stage and stuff,
Yeah.
but I've never really heard it until now, and it is really good.
It's really good, right? And the reverb has this lush,
I could hear that
It's
as well.
so lush, but it's not in the way, you know.
No, it's not overpowering whatsoever. But what I'm really impressed with is the warmth of that sound. So I don't know what speaker he's using, but it is the right one for this amp.
It's you know, I did look at it. You might be able to peek at it actually. I think it's a cream variant, you know, like the Alnico cream is.
Gotcha.
Actually this one is a cream back, but he did change now to it's a new company that makes them. And I just can't remember the name of them. But this is actually an Alnico cream in it right now.
Okay.
The 90-watt variant.
No kidding.
Yep.
Well, I really like it because it captures those sound. I mean, that guitar with this amp that's how it's supposed to be.
I think so too.
This takes you back to the golden era of this is what amps were supposed to be.
I agree.
And I like why this appeals to me so much, this amp in particular, is because it's when you hear it, it takes me back to music that had this type of sound.
Yep.
And it has the look. I'm very nostalgic on that. And really, personally, most guitar players that I deal with seem to be traditionalists by nature. So I like things as they were. I
can't blame you. I do too.
And if we have something that replicates as it was, great. What happens a lot of times is there's a need to feel that we're going to improve something. And what I find is it's actually kind of taken away from something.
It is, right.
So, but that guitar is an example. So that's your Sir guitar, but it's built along those original specs with some modern features. So it has the belly cut and what's really important
Just a
to me,
couple though, right?
yeah. But really important on the telly to me is the forearm.
That's
taper.
so important, right?
Because I played tellies years ago, and my forearm would be tore up.
I get it because it's that hard edge, you know. It's like putting your hand falls asleep.
It was crazy, but that guitar and this amp do exactly what they're supposed to do.
Isn't that right? It has that.
That's it, right?
It sounds so good, right? And the tremolo is also amazing, like astonishing good. Like if you take that same sound.
That's really, really good. And the reason I was moving I was moving your rate, being the speed, is because the one thing I've never been a fan of on Fender tremolos is they don't go slow enough.
Slow enough, right?
So
you fix that too.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do that again. I don't mean Now think about this. this is really the world's first effect, right? It's
Yeah.
tremolo. I mean, ideally,
Yeah.
I believe that's the first effect. I believe tremolo was potentially before there was reverb. I'm not really sure on that. I'm
Yeah.
not really up on old Fenders.
I'm sure somebody's going to correct
Yeah,
us
please,
there, right?
please let me know.
Yeah.
I've had the Fender books. I just never got around to reading them.
I can't remember it. For some reason, I think that fuzz might be in there.
Well,
Because, like,
yeah.
first pedal effect.
Yes,
But
right.
you might be right. That might be the
but
first.
as an amp effect, yeah. I'm not saying it's regardless if it's on the pedal or in the amp. I think tremolo was like the first thing
Yeah.
to change the sound. So with that being said, I'm going to go way off the reservation because that's kind of where my thoughts go.
Yeah.
What they don't know is you have this monster pedal board down here that nothing is engaged on.
Yep.
But I got to be honest with you, I can't imagine this is the sound I'd want this amp for.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I use it for 90% of the time.
Yeah.
So I only brought this to show a little bit of how good it sounds with
With
pedals.
the pedals, right? Because you're right in the real world playing environment, you're gonna have to have different sounds. that
People
cover
are going to
different-
want a Nobles or a Tube Screamer or whatever through
Well,
it.
yeah, there's gonna be some rock involved. But if I had this amp, it would be just for what it's just.
That's what I do.
That's incredible. So what they can't see is it has a tweed front, which feels to be a lacquered tweed, which
Yep.
is awesome.
It is lacquered, yep.
And then there is a brown Tolex, and it's split pretty
Right
much
down
in the
the
middle,
middle.
which is really cool. So it's pretty much a blend of the first stage Fenders and then the very short second stage Fenders.
Yeah, and I'll show you why here in a second, because it also has a gnarly tweed side to it.
Okay, let's hit it.
So let me show you some of this. So if you listen to, I'm going to do this real quick, just
Please do.
so if I put them both all the way up, a little dirty pot there, but that's really good as is.
It's really good.
But watch how this changes this so much.
Wow.
So if I turn, for an example here, I'm going to turn the bass. Range that is.
Yeah.
So he told me something he likes to do some. So it'll get gnarly.
Right.
I haven't quite figured out where.
Okay, that's pretty happening.
It's pretty. It's right on the edge of clipping. That's a totally different amp in there.
So I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't expecting that sound to come out of this.
I know it. The first time he showed me that, I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
What voodoo do you have in here?
Yeah, that's cool.
Because that's totally like gnarly, tweedy, more rock-based
Yeah.
sounds. And, where I don't use the amp like that, but it's awfully cool that if you're in the studio, you have those options.
Right.
That's how I use it. I put the sort of at 7 or
So
8.
from 7 to 10, that much difference?
Yeah. starts to come alive right there.
Yeah.
You can hear it. It starts to get a little bit of something on it. Just the punchiness of that.
Yeah, that's, man.
It's legit for sure. And if I take something like, let's see here, what do I get? So this is a noble from the front, right?
Okay,
That's pretty
really good.
legit. Pretty good, right?
Now, what was, when you did that switch on your pedal board, what pedal is that now?
Now it's the original Nobles.
original Nobles.
I just went to the original
Okay,
Nobles.
gotcha.
So they could hear that through it, because it's a little different. But it's so rich. That's magical sounding. Man.
That's really, really that's a good amp. So I did look, yeah, I seen your cream colored Analico speaker.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And actually I'm really impressed with it.
Right?
Yeah,
I knew
really,
you would be. I knew you'd be like, this is, I think it's the best clean amp in the world, is what I think. I think that it actually beats out the Two-Rock, which I was really surprised.
Yeah.
I think there's a punchiness to it, and a uniqueness is the most important part. I think it's unique to the Two-Rock, where the Two-Rock is going down the vein of Fender, and I mean, they do nail that, but I think there's some sounds under the hood here that nothing else quite has.
And I guess it would depend on what era of Fender
That's
they're
it.
going after as well.
Mhm.
And really what variant of that era,
Yeah.
because there are so many, even though they share a lot of the same circuit, they don't all have the same output transformer. So
That's right. That's right.
that's really, I'm really impressed with it.
Right? It's
And
really good.
it's really good. Can you, I see you have a tube screamer sitting there.
Yeah, you know what? Let me plug it in real quick.
Oh, well, you don't have to. Here,
Yeah.
I'll hold your guitar for you.
Yeah,
if you
it'll only
like.
take a second.
It'll make it. Oh,
Yeah.
we're good.
So let me just see what I got here. That's good. Let's get a little drive in it.
Interesting, because I like that sound better than the Noble sound.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny, because usually you think it'd be the other way, right?
And then in certain circles, I'm sure it is, but
But in this case,
I like that a lot.
Which if we're gonna do that, we might as well hear the Strat with it, because I got it with me. And why
Okay,
not?
cool.
You know. So here's the '57 Strat without the tube screamer first.
And with that being said, it's a 1957 Strat, not a reissue.
That's right. This is an original.
Yeah.
This is the holy grail of sorts, right? Righteous.
Yeah, actually that guitar is the match to this amp.
It's hard to beat that too. I know.
So your TS 808, is that an original or
That's
a
an
reissue?
original.
Really?
That's the holy grail, and
That is a clean one, I gotta tell you.
I know it looks
That-
brand new,
That's
don't
what
it?
I had to ask. I suspected it was the original, but
Yeah.
I thought that thing doesn't have a. It's like nobody's ever even used it.
And it sounds good.
So, but I gotta tell you, we might have to look into them one day.
I know. Well, we're
Because
gonna. I got
looks
something really special coming.
Good,
Did
because that's really good.
That's
And
like the best. Like I don't usually like tube screamers, and that sounds awesome. So there is something to the old ones.
yeah, and we've kind of covered that as well. You know, it's component drifting, it's component availability. You know, it's just how it is. So some things are just a snapshot in time, and that might be one of those things.
Yep.
So that's okay.
And that's only the gain at like a little over half.
Yeah, that's a good, really good sound, good match. So
Yeah. So one setting I've always heard they do is turn the level all the way up and the gain down.
right. So now,
It's really good.
if you can turn the pedals off, and I want you to play that guitar on the bridge pickup. With this amp, it ought to be pretty.
Pretty righteous, right?
Yeah, man. So that proves my point. This is the interesting part. So when you first started playing it reminded me of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Yeah.
So, but 1957, and I've measured the pickups in that guitar, and they come out around. The DC resistance is what a lot of people use for reference, but it's not the most accurate. There's another measurement, but we're not going to disclose that one.
Yeah.
But they come in around 5.8, 5.6 variants
Okay.
in there. So what that is actually in the Strat world, it's a fairly low wind pickup,
Okay.
but it goes to show that and that's the the bridge pickup wired as original, no tone control. And normally this is why I dislike Strats, because that bridge pickup is
It's
usually
harsh. Cuts your head off, right? Mm-hmm.
So all you Strat guys out there, that is a very low original Strat pickup.
Yep.
And you just heard it from guitar to amp. We're going to cover Strats one day. It's going to be incredibly deep dive into Strats, because I have an old one as well, and they just sound. The reason I do is because they sound incredible.
They do. There's a warmness to them that nothing else has.
And we played a couple new ones that were close. I'm very curious how that one that we talked about, the surf green one, how that would compare. And we've played the other ones. What was the other one?
The 57 was close. That was real close. Remember that one? That was like they made a specific year, 1957. We have it. It's in seafoam green too.
Yeah, okay.
But it's with a maple board instead.
Yeah.
And those pickups were astonishingly close.
Yeah, there was one of them that we thought, hey, you know what, this would pass as old. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them
it was
don't.
Real close.
And it goes back to the point I was saying is, what gets redone is the original. We always got to try to improve it, and those improvements take something away.
Yep.
So your Strat pickups, if they are more than 6.3, you are really not in the vintage range.
You're right. You're right.
And those are really, they are low. So when you see those, Fender even sells pickups, of course, but they'll sell a set. I think it says 5761. I caution on the specs of that.
Yeah, because it's definitely not low enough.
Yeah,
right?
And I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but you can call things whatever you want, but they may not always be what they seem to be. Right?
Yeah, that's
Long
right.
Short. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying we've measured the actual things.
Yeah,
and
there is a magic to them. There sure is. Like the closest. So I will say I'm curious to try the Arlos against it too to see how close they get.
Yeah. And if we go down that route, not down that route, but if we go down that route, I want to put the science in it as well. Mm-hmm. So we will not only measure, we're going to measure a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because we prove the point, Mm-hmm. So.
Well, plus there's that new set that Seymour Duncan made, which we'll probably get in to do this test. It's I'm trying to remember the guitar player's name. It's just a phenomenal blues guitar player. But he has a set that just came out. It's supposed to be really, really good. So that'll be fun to try too.
Well, now that we have the Strat, here's what I'm doing, and this is really, it's not going to be this is not to get sidetracked away from the wonderfulness of this amp.
Yeah.
But to let everybody know what's actually going to be coming down the road. What I'm going to try to offer, what we do, is I know what's some of the best NDI guys in the world, and what that NDI is non-destructive inspection or non-destructive testing.
Okay.
I have my favorite nuclear engineer, a host of very high caliber people that I've known from other fields that I was in.
Yeah.
And we are going to dissect my Strat.
Oh, that's so cool.
And everything that takes to make a Strat, and then. From the composition of the magnets,
wow,
to the if there's a taper, everything you can think of, from the alloys, from the sustain block, everything. Because the Strat,
cool.
I don't make Strat pickups.
Yeah.
I normally don't, because for one, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. That's
and
right.
For another, I've never heard any sound like mine.
Well, that's right. And quite honestly, never heard anything that's even close. If I'm honest.
Yeah. So but this is my last challenge. Is to replicate a vintage Strat.
What a cool challenge.
So, and I have players as well across the country going to input, and I want your input, and we have Jeff, his input, and I've solicited, I think I've assembled the most thorough team that some don't know yet. I haven't talked to Jeff about it, but I'm sure he'll be in.
No, he'll be into it, because we've had long discussions about even the Arlos, because the reason for the Arlos was the fact that we wanted something that was. I was looking for something that was close to Chad Strat.
Yes.
And because I didn't own it, and I was like, I want that sound. And
how
he
can
was
I get
like,
it?
Well, there's nothing quite like that, and he's right.
Yeah, he is. So I think, but there's so much. We're really off topic here, but there's so much that goes into that sound.
You're right.
So that's why these are top tier dudes. From what I know, what they know, from an alloy aspect to everything to do with it.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing.
We're gonna do it, and I want to make them, and then when we do our Strat series, then we'll compare that very inexpensive guitar that I got here that I'm actually going to put all this technology in.
Yeah.
But everything on it is going to be, dissected, examined, spec'd out and replicated to
That's
say,
gonna be
can we go
amazing.
backwards?
That's gonna be so cool.
Interesting stuff.
So stay
Yeah,
tuned for that.
if you want to see signs. That's that's going to be what we do, and when it comes to strats, because Les Pauls I figured out years ago.
Yeah.
But and I still love them. I actually just spoke to my friend in England about making some other cool stuff. But but strats I've just never conquered or not even attempted to conquer
even
because
attempted to conquer. Yeah,
there's so many. You don't want. If I was a guy today that wanted to buy. If I wanted to play with my Strat or whatever, I would just go to GFS, the guitar fetish place. Well, I've talked to those guys back when they were just an eBay store. And they get made, whatever. They make pretty much every variant of Strat pickup there is.
wild.
So, and affordably sell. I mean, they are clearly the most affordable, and that's why I like them.
Yeah, I'll have to check. I didn't know about these guys.
Okay, well, this is they do a lot besides that, but at first what drew me there was pickups. But
Say it one more time. Guitar fetish.
yeah, you go to guitarfetish.com, and it used to be just Guitar Fetish on eBay. Like I said, it's been years ago when I first found these guys.
Yeah.
But they sell a lot of different things, but they have old instruments as well, and they went down the same rabbit hole.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, and I've tried a few of their sets, and for the money, you're not going to beat them. You're not going to beat them for the money when you can get a full set of Strat pickups for under $90.
How can you beat that?
Yeah. So
that's astonishing.
yeah. So and I like it. You know why I like it the best is that my whole business plan has always been to be a disruptor to the markets.
Yeah,
That's
because,
it.
Because it is ridiculous. Arlo's at $1,300 or $1,500. It's like no kid can afford that, and so to make something that's between $100 and $300, whatever the price may be, that's affordable, that people can find that dream tone in their head.
Yeah. There's we'll get into that another time too. I don't want to take up our video. Let's steer away from this amp, but basically, long and short is, when something's good, it's worth talking about. And I think
Amen.
so. That is really good, and this really complements it well.
It does.
I got to be honest with you. I thought it was just going to be another tweed variant. To be
I
honest with
know,
you.
right?
It is so much more than that.
It's so rich and so dynamic and beautiful sounding, and I know it's funny because the amps that you've seen so far are the best in the world. So it's tough. We're not just saying this about every amp. These are the cream of the crop.
Yeah. So I was going to ask that as well. What's the price point of something like this?
So this is, I think the smallest one is somewhere in the $2,500 range,
Okay.
but
That's
I
the
think
one
the
that's
head
punched
and combo, like the head and the cab, that one's like in the $5K.
Okay.
It's expensive for sure. I remember it being $5,300 maybe.
So these aren't entry level amps.
No,
but
they're-
it's something that you can graduate up to for sure.
Definitely, yeah, and they do have more smaller variants that are like 10 watts and 12 watts, where they're much more affordable for somebody who, if they want it at their house and they want to have that tone but can't quite afford the big 100-watt variant,
Right.
which is really, this is 45 watts. But I'm sure he would probably make you whatever you wanted because he's such a, he's actually right in Maryland. I went down to his shop and met him.
Oh, really?
Mark Bartel. Such a cool human being, and he's so knowledgeable, and we got to make that trip because he would love it, and I know he's going to enjoy this video, and he's just, he's got his whole workshop right there, and it's only 30 minutes from my house.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, that's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, that's really cool.
And that's how I got a hold of this amp, because I had heard about him, and when I went into, I think I was down in Maryland, I went to Chuck Levin's. And there was this weird looking amp. It was all in blue. And I was like, what is Bartell? I've never heard it,
Right.
And the guy's like,
Yeah, try it out.
get your wallet out,
Yeah.
because you're about to play the best amp you've ever played. And I was like, yeah, you guys tell you that.
Right.
It's hard to believe that. But the moment I plugged in, because, it's so lush.
Sounds what a name's supposed to sound like.
That's the bottom line, right? Like, at the end of the day, the more that you play guitar, you realize you want the purest thing, the directest connection
Yes.
to playing your amp straight in, right? That's that feeling. That's so good. And all those sounds so different too. That's the other thing you notice on these higher quality amps.
Right.
So if I play a lick, those are like drastically different.
Yeah.
Which a lot of times you can't even notice it when you switch on amps, you know?
Yeah, that's I'm really impressed. I'm collecting my thoughts, but and my thought is, before I'd go out and chase a vintage Fender, I'd buy this.
Yeah, because it's so good.
Well,
it's
and
so
it's
good.
you know it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's fresh out of the gate. It's more modern components, so to say, replicating that vintage sound, meaning that, you know, the quality of the components in here, I would suspect are pretty
Wait until I
top.
show you the pictures.
Yeah, I'm sure it's top shelf. So where the other amps are, and there's nothing wrong with that production line amp.
Yeah.
But when you look at what people will pay for a Blackface Deluxe or something,
It's big money.
they're crazy.
Big money.
And so
On a Tweed, even bigger money, you know?
yeah, so just skip all that and just buy one of these.
I know it.
That's where I would do that. I would do that. If this is if I was going after a Tweed amp, I would not chase an old. I would just buy this.
Yeah, I get it.
And you know it's serviceable. If it's hand done, it's serviceable.
It is definitely serviceable.
And,
And he's a good dude too, and he's like,
Yeah.
he's gonna make sure it's right, you know?
And it's important to I'm a big advocate of supporting, you know, the guy that's out there doing it on his own.
That's
you know?
right.
So if I can help him have his dinner, I'm okay with that. you
Yeah,
know?
that's right. That's
But
right.
and you also, you know, you get an amp like this, and not just his, but when you get an amp at this level, you're also getting customer service when needed.
You are.
If something would happen to this, I'm quite certain you could pick up the phone and either call, text, or email, and you're going to get a reply, not just from someone that answers calls, texts, or emails.
Right.
You're going to get a reply from the guy that built the machine.
Yep. I mean,
So-
he's been so responded to me immediately.
Yeah.
You know, I was just curious about it. He's like, well, best way to do it is just come on down.
Yeah, right.
And so it's like, well, I can't refuse that. you
Yeah.
know? The man himself is going to show me the amp, then I got to go see it. And that's where I learned about all these different settings because, you know, I didn't know that it could do that. I just thought it was a clean amp.
Right.
And, you know, they are so different. Like, you listen to... It's so scooped, but it's so pretty.
Yeah.
You know? So good. You know?
And that's with the tone controls both pegged on 10.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting.
Different sound, you know. I want to hit it with a humbucker too. Can we do that quick?
Yeah.
Because that's going to be a whole different ball game.
Sure.
Give it a little juice, as they say, right? But I am so impressed with it. And this coupled with my victory has just been so awesome. Because, you know, I have it on an AB switch.
Okay.
And then when I'm playing, so in front of that I have a Nobles and a tube screamer basically, right?
Okay.
And then that way I can kick either amp with that amp, with those two pedals if I want.
Gotcha.
Most of the time I don't put it on the Victory. Although when I was at the gig the other night, I had the old Strat out and I played Little Wing, and when I went into the solo, I switched over to the Victory. And I left the Nobles copy on, and it sounded so good though. So
Yeah,
I might have to start doing that, But yeah, I'm always in search for these legendary builders, and it's hard to find them. It's hard to find, there's only a few around the world that really have that next level magical item, and as we always say, if you put your money where your mouth is, right, that must mean you really love it. And these amps I really do. So we're gonna try that distortion thing real quick, just with a humbucker, just to see how it sounds. With that tube screamer. See how much mid-range that adds?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
wild. It's kind of crazy, right?
And tell everybody what you're actually rotating. So you were actually rotating the treble control.
Treble knob.
And you were basically 2 o'clock and 12 o'clock. That short bit of sweep is what was creating that massive difference.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. The same thing with the bass knob. So if I put everything at noon, that's a pretty cool sound.
Yeah.
And then let's do this. There's the Strat sound. Pretty awesome,
Good, yeah, man.
right?
Yeah.
But then you also have that beautiful. So it just sounds so good.
It does.
Nobles.
I said this in one of our previous videos, if it sounds good clean, it's going to sound great when it's dirty.
That's right.
And that is true. You
Yeah.
know, there's a lot of things when I test things, I always test on the clean side because I know the dirty is going to be fantastic. If the clean is good, the dirty will be fantastic.
That's right. It's so good. You know, I'm so impressed with it. And it only really, for me, it only has to do one thing, and that's the clean, and it does that.
Right.
But it does sound great. With that Nobles, you know, there's so many. That adds some of that bottom end, you know.
This amp is really this could be your one.
It could,
And
for
that's,
sure.
That's pretty cool. And actually, I think that's what we prefer.
Yeah.
We have amps that are non-disposable,
That's right.
that are life amps, and this is clearly one of those style amps.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the ones because
they are.
You'll go through a lot of them until you get there. I mean,
Well, it's been a lifetime doing it until I found these.
yeah.
Once I found Cornford, I was already kind of done, but I was like, I'm just curious, so I started
Right.
looking down the other rabbit holes. But I gotta say, it's still Cornford and some Fender variant, like Two Rock, Bartel, which for me, it's the Bartel. That's the one I like.
I'm with you on that. I like this a lot, and these are not my wheelhouse amp, but this
Yeah.
thing really works, and
Just-
I like it for it's clean.
Yeah.
And I liked it with the pedals too. Don't get me wrong, but I like it. If I want that really super good warm early 50s and early 60s sound,
Yeah.
this is it, man.
Yeah, and I did some country stuff. I was playing with that country band, and man, with the trim on and stuff, it was like straight country right away, you know?
So you gotta, and to be honest, there is no. We get close, but you're never gonna find the one amp that does everything.
That's right.
You know what? I was in the cars. It's the same way, and motorcycles. I have a boatload of Harleys, and it's because one is not going to do everything the other one does.
That's right.
So when it comes to amps, unfortunately, it's that way too. You're not going to find the do-all, but if you find, man, like this one here is really, really good. And I say that not that this does what it does, and it
Yeah.
does it extremely well. And some of these, what this is doing, I'd find that you would find that. I'd find it hard to believe you'd find this on a more modern-based amp.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen one that sounds that rich and creamy.
So that's where I'm getting. It's not like that Victory Clean I was blown away with,
Exactly.
but this is a vintage clean, and I really, really like that clean.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the Victory probably nails. It's as close as you'll ever get to a one and all that I've ever seen.
Yeah, sure.
But I still take this Bartell because this is just a little special thing. Now we'll see what the MK Clean is too, because that'll be another variant of clean
Right.
amp to see how close. But I have to say I like Mark Bartell so much that I probably, regardless of that MK Clean, I would really like to play his amps because I love the relationship and learning about him and his amp building, and then I also love the sound of them too.
Yeah.
They just have an old school sound that is unlike many things I've ever heard. And I love Martin Kidd too, so I definitely am going to give it a shot.
Yeah. But with that being said, though, you're not just getting the sound too. You're also getting the aesthetic, the nostalgia look and
Right.
feel. So depending on your environment. But for my environment, this is a great amp, and I think I have nothing else to say other than it's a great amp. It does what actually beyond my expectation, but what it does extremely well.
It sure
And
does.
and that's the trick, man. So I like that. I do like simplicity,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying this isn't a complex amp inside.
Yeah,
But when a guy like me can look at it and go, okay, I can set it and I'm good.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing.
I'm always about anti-decision fatigue. This
There it
amp
is.
does not have decision fatigue. You turn it on and it does what it's supposed to do, and what you would expect it to do with this type of aesthetics.
Definitely, and easy to get good sound. Immediately, the moment that I plugged into it, it sounded rich and great. tremolo, all those settings, almost anywhere you turn the knobs, they sound
Yeah.
good. That's another sign of like someone's just who cares.
Well, I'm gonna take a guess and say this is Fender based, right?
It's got to be Fender.
Yeah,
It
so
sounds so
I'm
much
just-
like a twin or a,
Yeah.
you know.
This is really special amp. So good
Yeah.
for him. You know,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
trick. You don't have to change the world, but make sure you leave a scar.
Yeah.
And this is a good one. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, so that's good stuff, Tom. I think that wraps the Bartel.
I think it does too, man.
You know?
Thanks for bringing it in.
Yeah, and I just want to say one more shout out to those guys, the Pedals to the Metal guy, because that's
Pedals
where I
to
got
Metal,
that
yeah.
original Tube Screamer.
Yeah.
And the original Nobles.
I follow them on Instagram now,
Yeah.
and they're always unboxing something cool.
They got stuff
So
all
yeah,
the
they
time.
got some feelers out there.
They sure do.
But yeah, Pedals to Metal.
Yep, you got it. Mm-hmm.
Good deal. Well, thanks,
Thank you,
brother.
Tom.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man. But yeah, I think you can't go wrong with them. I'm so excited. Like, I'm supposed to go down soon and get to try the other variants. So that might be a fun trip to do
I was
together.
just say, let me know, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me know.
And I know you'd like to meet him, and you know, being a builder yourself, I'm sure you guys could talk for a while and have plenty of cool
Yeah.
things to capture. You know, but I'll play us out a little bit.
Yeah, play us out, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's awesome. Good job, bro.
Have a great day, Tom.
You know, man.
Yeah, good stuff.